There is something quietly powerful about watching someone in their late 60s or 70 effortlessly rise from a chair without using their hands. It might not look like much, just a simple movement, a moment that passes in seconds. But behind it is a story of balance, strength, and resilience. And the truth is, most people over 65 can't do it without help. But if you can, you're not just lucky, you're remarkable. Let's talk about Paul, a 74-year-old former postman. Every morning he sits on his porch with a warm cup of tea and watches the neighborhood wake up. His knees creak a little, but when it's time to get up, he gently leans forward and stands, without pushing off the armrests, without a wobble, just like he's always done. He never thought much of it until his younger neighbor, in his 50s, visited and needed both hands and a grunt to get out of the same chair. Paul smiled, not to boast, but because it reminded him he's still got it. That ability to stand up smoothly, to walk steadily, to keep balance while putting on socks or stepping into the shower, says more about your health than most people realize. It reflects leg strength, joint mobility, core stability, and coordination, and all of these are key markers not just for independence, but also for longevity. So if you're someone who can still do these little things without effort, know this: your body is sending a quiet message. You're stronger than you think. And that strength, it's worth celebrating. Let's explore what this ability really means and why it matters so much after 65. You might wonder, what's the big deal about standing up without using your hands? It's just part of daily life, right? But behind this simple motion is a complex combination of muscles and systems working in harmony. And as we age, this harmony becomes harder to maintain. Think of it this way: when you stand from a seated position without using your hands, you're engaging your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and core all at once. You're also asking your joints, especially your knees and hips, to move smoothly. At the same time, your inner ear, eyes, and muscles are coordinating to keep you balanced. According to physical therapists, this movement is called a sit-to-stand transition, and research shows that difficulty with it is often one of the first signs of declining leg strength and mobility in older adults. Now here's where it gets interesting. This single action has been linked in studies to your overall risk of falling, your independence in daily activities, and even your longevity. In fact, a study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who could sit down and stand up from the floor without using their hands had significantly lower risk of early death. That's how meaningful your body's small abilities really are. So, if you're still able to rise smoothly, it's not just a sign of strong legs, it's a sign that your whole system is aging well. And if it's getting harder, that's okay too, because now you know what to look for, and we'll talk about what you can do to improve it. Irene is 78, a retired librarian with a gentle voice and a habit of sipping chamomile tea before bed. Just a few years ago, Irene noticed something subtle but worrying. Getting up from the couch was becoming a struggle. Not painful, just slower, heavier. Sometimes she'd need to push off the table or lean on the armrest. She brushed it off at first. Just age catching up, she told herself. But one evening, while visiting her daughter's home, Irene tripped slightly while stepping onto a rug. She caught herself, but it rattled her. That night, she lay in bed wondering, is this the start of losing my independence? That moment sparked a gentle, determined shift. Instead of trying to go back to how she used to be, Irene started where she was. Every morning, she added 5 slow sit-to-stands to her routine. From a sturdy chair, no hands, just legs. She wobbled at first, but she kept at it. She also started walking again. Nothing fast, just to the mailbox and back, then a little farther each week. By the 3rd month, she noticed she could stand up from her kitchen chair without grabbing the edge. Her daughter noticed too. "Mom," she said, "you're moving like yourself again." That one compliment lit her up more than any birthday card could. Irene's story reminds us that it's not about perfection. It's about paying attention to what your body is telling you and responding with care, not fear. Even the smallest daily movements, when done consistently, can become a comeback. It's never too late to reclaim strength. When you're able to stand up without using your hands, it may seem like a minor thing, but it reveals far more than we give it credit for. First, it speaks to leg strength, especially in the thighs and hips. These muscles are essential for climbing stairs, stepping off curbs, and avoiding falls. When they weaken, your body begins to rely more on furniture, walkers, or others to move safely. Second, it points to core stability, your abdomen and back working together to hold you upright. A strong core doesn't just help with posture, it protects your spine and reduces back pain. Without it, everyday movements become riskier. Third, it shows something called neuromuscular coordination. That's just a fancy term for how your brain and body work together to create smooth, balanced motion. When you stand with control, it means your nervous system is staying sharp and your muscles are responding well. And lastly, something we don't talk about enough, it reflects confidence. That moment when you push up from a chair and know your body will cooperate. It builds trust in yourself, and that trust spills into everything. How far you're willing to walk, how comfortable you feel traveling, how you engage in social activities. It's a quiet but powerful kind of freedom. So yes, this small movement shows more than muscle. It reflects the health of your joints, your brain, your balance, and your spirit. And if you're struggling with it, don't be discouraged, because each of these areas can be gently strengthened with patience and practice. And the first step, simply noticing. The good news, you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to keep this ability, or to gently reclaim it if it's started to fade. In fact, some of the best movements for your body happen right at home in the flow of everyday life. Let's start with the sit-to-stand practice. Just like Irene, choose a sturdy chair and stand up without using your hands. Start with 5 repetitions each morning. If that's too difficult, begin by simply lowering yourself slowly, using your hands if needed, and then standing back up. Over time, you'll build strength in your thighs and core and improve your balance. Next, consider marching in place. Sounds simple, right? But lifting your knees slowly while standing tall trains both your hip flexors and your coordination. Try it during a TV commercial break or while brushing your teeth. Wall squats, or as some call them, mini-sits, are also effective. Stand with your back against a wall, slide down just a little, hold for a few seconds and come back up. No deep bends, no pressure, just enough to feel your legs working. Don't forget the importance of ankle strength and flexibility too. Gentle heel raises while holding onto the back of a chair can improve your stability for walking and standing. And most importantly, walk. Even short, steady walks keep your joints lubricated, your heart active, and your confidence strong. If walking outdoors feels overwhelming, try pacing your hallway or circling your kitchen island. Alice, a 70-year-old viewer from Ontario, wrote to us recently, "I do these little moves every day now. They've become part of my rhythm, like brushing my teeth, and I feel steadier, more myself." That's what this is really about. Feeling like yourself again, secure in your steps, sure in your strength. Let's return for a moment to that simple act. Rising from a chair without using your hands. It's easy to overlook, easy to assume it's just a habit we take for granted. But if you can still do it, especially past 65, it deserves more than a passing thought. It deserves to be celebrated, because you're not just standing up, you're standing tall against time, against decline, against the quiet voices that say, "You're not what you used to be." You are. You are a person who has moved through decades, who has faced change and loss and joy and learning. And still, here you are, rising with your own strength, on your own terms. And if it's hard for you right now, know this: you haven't lost it. You're just in a new season, and like every season, it brings its own rhythms, its own chances to grow in new ways. You can start small, you can rebuild, and you don't have to do it alone. At Elder Insight, we're here to walk with you. So, if you're one of the rare ones who can still rise smoothly, pause and appreciate it today, let it be a quiet moment of gratitude. And if you're not there yet, let today be the moment you begin again. One chair, one step, one kind decision for your body at a time. We'd love to hear from you. Can you still do this movement? Have you noticed changes? What are you doing to keep your legs strong and steady? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. And if this video spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe. We've got more stories, tips and insights just for you. You're not alone on this path, and you're stronger than you know.